Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode. My name is Akash. You can follow me on Twitter at Mangeko with the zero at the end. Right, if you click this link, it'll take you to my YouTube channel where I post content on a daily basis. Uh, this was a weekend stream where I took a look at a couple of altcoins that you guys requested, and I'm going to be doing this every week. Probably going to post a tweet on Friday or Saturday and get a video out for the altcoins that you guys are looking for on Sunday. Right, every other day I'll be posting Bitcoin update on how you should be looking at the Bitcoin directional bias and that kind of stuff. Right, so today's video is a little different. I am going to be taking a look at one particular altcoin, and I will be breaking down the coin from a long-term perspective. Right, this is not going to be a small 1 hour or 4 hour time frame analysis where I kind of post a setup and that kind of stuff, but this is going to be a long-term outlook and if this coin is worth being in your portfolio, that kind of stuff. Right, so if you want to stay updated to the videos that I post, please make sure to the subscribe button and click on the bell icon. Right, so you don't miss out on the updates that I post. Right, in this recent video I posted like 2 or 3 altcoin like long setups, so yeah, make sure to hit the subscribe button, guys. Right, the coin in question is Cardano, right? And Cardano price is extremely, it's it's been on a downtrend since its all-time high at 2.8 no $3.1 on September 1, right? It's dropped 76%. This is basically a bear market kind of drop, right? Kind of similar events took place in 2018 as well. As you can see, a price dropped 90% over here, 95% from its all-time high in 2018, right? So almost a bear level kind of bear market kind of drop that we're seeing here right now, and it has been on a downtrend for roughly 239 days, which is 8 months. All right, so yeah, there are a couple of things that I'm looking at which kind of makes me believe that Cardano is a really good buy here. Right, so let's start from a technical analysis point of view. What I see here is a support level at 0.38, roughly 0.39. Kind of coincides with this cluster that I see here on a 3-day time frame. Right, another thing here is that the price moved. This was the level that I was looking at for quite some time. If you follow my articles on FX Street, I was talking about the liquidity resting below these lows and how there's a chance price could come down, collect liquidity resting here, and then make a move higher. Right, so far any attempts to move higher kind of have been subdued, and this downtrend that we thought was over, like this run up, was really interesting. It formed a local top at 1.20, but it failed to stay above the trend line, right? And now we are seeing a move below this level here. Almost, no, we got a dip below this swing low here at 0.74. Right, so what I'm expecting now is for Cardano to form a base around 0.746 and start its reversal journey, right? The reason why I believe that is, like, there are two things, right? Let's take a look at the RSI first. I've already marked out these two levels that I'm looking at. The red box indicates an oversold level, overbought level, which indicates that that's where you probably have to sell, and the green box indicates a buy zone. Right, every time RSI dipped on this level, Cardano price returned amazing returns, right? So let's take a look at it. Let me just take these off, right? So anywhere from July 2019 all the way down to December 2020, so basically the second half of 2019, when Cardano price was dropping, this was a really good time to accumulate, because as you can see here, the last retest here pushed Cardano up by 135-38%, right before the Black Thursday event, COVID, took place here. Right, again, when Cardano price, the RSI for Cardano got down into this green box here, the next time price went into this red box. So let's take a look at this one. Price rallied 405%. So basically a dip into the green box followed by a dip into the red box gave you a 400% return. Right, the next one is around here when, let's just take a look at the first retest of this red box, 128% upswing, and now this isn't a good place to start. So basically you can see here, every time Cardano price dips into this green box here, the price has rallied at least 100%, right? And that's not considering the amount of time it's spent here. Like I'm just taking a look at the first retest of the green box and the first retest of the red box. So clearly there is a really good risk to reward ratio, but the only thing is that the wait, right? You do not know exactly when it's going to pop off. So you have to be patient with your buys, and you have to, I think the best scenario would be to start accumulating, like buying the dip or dollar cost averaging your buy-ins, right? So that is one thing, right? And the second thing that I'm looking at is, if you look at what's happening here, the RSI has been forming higher lows. As you can see here, this is RSI has been forming higher lows, 1, 2 and 3. In the meantime, the candlestick bodies have been forming lower lows. So let me just make it a little clear. Right, as you can see, there's clearly a divergence, right? This basically indicates that it's a bullish divergence, and what happens is the momentum is increasing but the price is declining, right? This is the first major bullish sign that I believe is going to start an uptrend for Cardano, right? The second outlook is basically, like, the first one is this green and the red box, where I believe that Cardano price has spent enough time in this green box and now it's time to accumulate, or like if whales have already been accumulating this coin right now, right? The second reason is the divergence that I see here. So that is basically all I have from a technical standpoint. I think we'll also have to take a look at awesome oscillator, right? And awesome oscillator also shows that the bearish momentum has been declining, and now there's a time for the price to flip above the zero line, which will indicate that the bullish momentum is rising again, right? So basically, technical outlook indicates that Cardano price is due for a move higher, right? The only scenario in which Cardano price fails to move higher, or like fails to establish a base and like start an uptrend, would be another black swan event like this here, where Bitcoin crashes to probably 20k, 28k, 30k. That's the only scenario that I see in which I'm expecting the price to come back to 0.38 level here, right? So I wouldn't. So I'm going to show you a lot of on-chain metrics as well. But if you are bullish right now, I don't think it's a you have to go all in on this particular altcoin right now, because there could be a chance price could dip lower. Like that, there is a tiny amount of chance, right? So dollar cost averaging is the best way to go, assuming we do get this dip, right? Even if we don't get the dip, I think it's a good way to buy dips when the price starts rallying higher, right? Obviously the price is not going to rally like this. It's going to be doing something like this. Buy the dip here, goes up, comes down, by the dip here. So basically dollar cost average, right? I think a really good place for you to turn bullish is after Cardano price produces a decisive close above 1.20. That's kind of been like a really strong resistance level here at 1.20, and I think it comes due to the 2021 volume point of control, which kind of, yeah, as you can see here, like basically 2021 and 2022 shows that the volume point of control is hovering around 1.2 to 1.20, right? So I think once we get a move above that particular level here, there's a really good chance price could head up to 1.8 or even $2, right? So basically the risk to reward ratio for this particular coin is extremely good. Again, I'm not there's going to be a lot of trolls talking about how this is a really bad idea, but again, I have to mention that this is a long-term play, right? You just accumulate the coin and wait for the next bull run, right? You accumulate here at the current level 0.75, 0.74, or you accumulate here at 0.738, 0.38, right? So basically my outlook is that there is a good chance that this coin could rally higher. Let's take a look at on-chain metrics for Cardano. There's not a lot of change here in the daily active addresses or the volume. Nothing interesting on the intraday MVRV. Right, so the 365-day MVRV kind of shows is one of the metrics that you have to pay a lot of attention to. Basically, anywhere from the second half of 2019 to where it is right now, Cardano price kind of bottomed around minus 29%. or roughly around 30% is where there was historically a bottom formed, and historically where accumulation took place and price reversed, right? And right now, even after this 8 or 9 month downtrend that we've seen here, current price is hovering around minus 40%, which is way lower than what it normally does. Regardless, right, it is at a historically significant level from an MVRV perspective, so you have to be paying attention to this coin as well, this particular metric as well, right? There's no info on the supply of exchanges, but another metric that think is really interesting is the supply distribution and what's happening with the whales holding between 1 and 10 million AD, right? So as you can see, these investors have been dumping their coins since inception, right? But there are a few nuances that you have to pay attention to where the price is done. Where looking at these particular set of investors have paid off, right? Let's take a look at this particular run up from 18 July to 28th August, basically from it to its all-time high, right? Where Cardano price moved from roughly $1 to $3, right? And you can see here uh, these investors start accumulating at the bottom, and they started consolidating here when Cardano price was roughly around $2.7, and they started offloading their holdings first, and Cardano price dropped quite a bit on for September. That's when it hits all-time high, right? So just taking a look at these investors is really helpful. It will provide you a little bit of an edge, right? So going back to the current uh, dates, right, what you can see here is that these investors have been accumulating since March 2021, right? It's been more than a month that these investors have been accumulating, and the number of wallets holding between 1 million and 10 million ADA have increased from roughly 2520 to 2575, right? That's like a 50 wallets, an increase of 50 wallets, which is extremely bullish, and this is happening while the price is going down. So this is one of the major signs of accumulation that's been happening for Cardano. Let's add the volume. Yep, and the volume has been kind of like hovering around 0 point around 1.1 billion dollars. Anywhere this is 1.1 billion dollars. The volume numbers are present over here, just so you know, right? So yeah, this is one of the most important and the most significant on-chain metrics that kind of predict that whales are accumulating Cardano. So basically everything comes full circle when you look at this particular metric, which indicates that the whales are accumulating, and especially these whales which have a crucial role to play in the market, right? So that said, I think it is a really good coin that you have, although like I'm not going to get into the fundamentals of Cardano and how uh, the the team has been promising smart contracts for quite some time, right? Although they did release the smart contract thing a few months ago. I'm not sure. I don't keep up with the fundamentals. I'm not the guy that you go for fundamentals. I am purely looking at Cardano from a technical perspective, right? And the technicals indicate that the price is due for a move higher. Like from a short-term perspective, yes, which is the RSI on the 3-day time frame indicates a bullish divergence, right? And on top of that, the on-chain metrics are also indicating, especially the whales accumulation indicates that this coin is due for a move higher, right? That said, I do want to point out the downsides of this as well. Like you should be aware of both the rewards and the risk as well, right? As mentioned, as you can see here, the volume point of control is extremely thin here, extending from roughly 0.80 to all the way down to 0.46, right? So like I mentioned, there is a good chance price could drop down to this level here, which would again be a really good time to accumulate Cardano. And the only reason I see price going down to this level here would be uh, another black swan kind of event which took place in 2020 due to COVID, right? Now that the inflation is rising quite a bit, there is a teeny tiny amount of chance the price Bitcoin could crash down to 30K, right? Mainly because of the liquid investing below those levels. And if you want to check out why I feel like a 30K move is plausible, make sure to click on this link on the right top corner of your video, right? So yeah, make sure to check that out, and if that event kind of takes place, there's a good chance Cardano price could come down all the way up to 0.46, probably 1.38. Right, so that is pretty much it for this altcoin spotlight, where I take a look at the technicals and the on-chain metrics and kind of give you guys a conclusion on if you should actually buy this coin going forward. So yeah, if you enjoyed this sort of analysis and want more of this content, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and click on this bell icon, and make sure to give me a follow on Twitter at Mangeko with a 0 at the end.